Well, it probably be closed till next week.
You got the recorder? Delma, you have the recorder? Okay. All right. Okay, the time is now 6:30. We are in session. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing and regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas will be held on Thursday, August 28, 2025 at 6:30 PM at City Hall, 22870 Priest Road, Sandy Oaks, Texas, where a quorum of the City Council will be present. All agenda items are subject to action. You could join the meeting at the Zoom link provided in the agenda. The public will be permitted to offer public comments in person, telephonically, or by audio as provided by the agenda and as permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting by signing up with the city secretary at least 15 minutes in advance of the meeting and providing comments in person, and at least 2 hours in advance of the meeting by emailing the city secretary or by calling the city hall telephone number, if speaking telephonically or by audio. Please indicate whether you are speaking during the public hearing portion of the meeting regarding the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget or during citizens to be heard regarding another item related to the city. An audio recording of the meeting will be made and will be available to the public in accordance with the Texas Public Information Act. Madam Secretary, may I have a call to order and a quorum call, please?
Alderman Fillinger,
Not present.
Alderman Trimley.
Here.
Alderman Rufino,
Here.
Alderwoman CJ Walker.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Madero,
Here.
the city attorney's here, and I'm here. Do we have a forum?
1 second. Just want to take note that the Mayor Pro Tem is online. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the Texas Pledge of Allegiance. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Okay, citizens to be heard. People wishing to speak may sign up with the city secretary in the time and manner as indicated above. At this time, we do have one person signed up, Ms. Megan Lindsay. Now you are signed up for 7A. Do you want to reserve your time for the public hearing? Or did you like to speak to the budget, to the agenda item right now?
Like to just do item right now.
Right now? Sure. Okay. Did you wait with them? Okay. All right, then let's actually wait until we start the public hearing and then we can have you. Yeah, because there's nobody else signed up for any additional items. Okay.
Am I allowed to discuss additional items? I thought it was just what's on the agenda.
Well, yeah, any additional items that are on the agenda can be discussed, but you specifically stated for 7A, so we'll address that in the public hearing.
That is it.
No, you can speak to anything you want to speak to if you signed up to speak as citizens to be heard. You want to address the budget. Wait for the
I
budget
thought that
hearing.
was specifically for the budget.
No,
Okay. All right, let's move right along. Let's see. At this time, for agenda item 4, I don't believe I have any announcements or updates. Trying to think if there's anything that's gone on recently. Nothing specific, so we'll just press on forward. Agenda item 5, consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be a separate discussion of these items. If a discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Are we closed? No, that was just the citizens to be heard. Oh.
Mayor, I need to pull item A and B for discussion.
Okay. All right, I have a motion by Alderman, well, who's making the motion?
Mayor, item A and B need to be pulled for discussion.
Oh, okay, you're right. All right, so let's pull item A and B for discussion. Okay,
Move to approve item 5C. The consent agenda.
okay, I got a motion by Alderman Tremblay and a second by Alderwoman CJ to approve item 5C on the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, that motion carries.
Mayor, are you guys seeing my video?
No,
I'm showing that my video is blocked.
we are not seeing your video. Let me see if there's a setting here.
Because it is a requirement for you to see me when I am voting.
No, but that's our video. Open up participants. That's just invite. Click on it. It says stop video. Move report. Oh, it should report you.
It's not on.
Mm-mm. You can now send non-verbal feedback. On. Yeah, she said she has it on. Breakout rooms, docs, no whiteboard meeting info. Apps.
She has hers off.
Are you sure you have yours on?
My only option under video is to stop video.
Yeah, I can stop yours too.
Go to setting. There you go.
No. It might be a setting on our side, but it was working last week or 2 weeks ago. Sound. Click this, mute, start video, chat, spotlight, post. The 14th. Put it waiting.
It's in the next tab.
You can't reach. Tools, chat, reading, video, share notes, send me record to suspend my profile for clues. Yeah,
I think it's hers off.
one participant can share, multiple participants can share simultaneously. They chime. Yeah, I don't see an option here that's blocking your camera, but I can clearly see that your camera is not showing. Let's see. Because they have a privacy. Participants' camera is blocked in Zoom because they have a privacy setting. Zoom from accessing the camera. The camera is in use by another application, or the host has disabled participants' video in the meeting.
We can hear.
Not when we do the record vote. Yeah.
Clicking on gallery. That's what we usually have.
Say it again.
Try clicking on gallery.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to join from my tablet just in case the problem is my laptop because I didn't bring my normal laptop with me when I traveled here.
Is that a work laptop?
So no, it's not a work, but I have a laptop at home that I dedicated specifically for city use.
Gotcha. I just added you. I just admitted I guess your laptop or your
No.
tablet.
Tablet.
It's-
There you go.
Yep. Can you hear us? Okay. You're muted right now, but
First, I thought they were tall buildings behind it.
we don't have no audio. There you go.
Yeah, I'm one, I'm party on the other.
She just needs to close the other window.
Yep, I have closed the other app. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. All right, good. Glad we got that resolved.
All right. I have to turn up my volume. Hold on. Where's the volume button on my tablet? There it is.
Volume all the way up.
Yeah. No, just like.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
You can't serve it.
Anymore. It's not administering through here, so. You want to sit right there?
John, were any desktop speakers we can bring?
Yeah, they're very good on here.
Because you're not gonna kill.
Oh, the other one's the audio. Can I put this on the other side?
Okay, I can hear you guys now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We're trying to get your audio a little louder.
Yeah, that's why I was using the laptop. This little computer doesn't have a very good microphone. I mean, the little tablet.
Did it say something?
Can you talk again?
All right, can you hear me okay now?
No. No, hold on. It's got to be a setting here. Aye. Let's see here. Switch to this one. Let's go to speakers. Any better, worse?
Did it say something?
I can hear you guys fine. The question is, can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Now we can hear you. All right. Nothing like a little technical difficulty to get the day started. Okay, so we had a motion to approve agenda item 5C. That passed unanimously. I think we pulled then 5A and 5B for discussion, or did we want to table that?
You wanna?
Well, there's not a lot of corrections. These are the same ones that I sent to you earlier this week. They were not incorporated.
Okay,
So since the secretary owns these, I don't know if she disagrees, but I want to present to the council what it is that I wanted changed in here that was not changed when I asked earlier this week.
okay, yeah, let's roll through them so that way we can get these
Yep, I can get through them really quick. So if we look at the 24 July 1st, under item 6A, I was asking why there was a mention of item 6F in that particular section. However, when I asked them to fix it, instead they deleted everything else. So I believe what they intended to say prior to item 6 was that at 7:40 p.m., the mayor revisited agenda item 6F, or not revisited, went to agenda item 6F. It should not be within that section 6A. And I don't know which version you guys have in front of you now, the version that was sent out originally or the version that was sent out yesterday. So
Okay, so that was,
what do you guys have in?
yeah, it says at 7:40 PM, the mayor revisited agenda item 6F. So what it
So
should,
my first motion then is to move that prior to item 6A. I mean, prior to item 6.
gotcha. So the motion is to strike at 7:40 PM, the mayor revisited agenda item 6F. Is that correct?
Correct, but I also think that happened before we started item 6. That's, I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah. Let me go back and listen to the minutes. I mean, I don't want to get it
Okay,
wrong.
okay, well then, let me just tell you what the other problems is. The rest of that paragraph in the original version is just fine.
Okay,
Then if you go to paragraph 6C, it states one photo will be taken at each site before moving forward. That is not what was stated. What was stated was that the mayor would distribute a photo of the map without the push pins in it.
yeah.
So that last sentence needs to be struck and replaced with that. And since you're just going to go fix it, then I don't know whether we want to do motions or you just go fix it. And then I'm very concerned about the fact, a couple other things. So we can talk about this offline based on the changes that I sent you earlier this week, or I can make motions. You tell me what you want, Mayor.
Let's skip it. I'll review the audio and then we'll make the corrections and we'll present them at the next meeting.
All right. And then for August 14th, the agenda item that covered the minutes from August 14th, if you look, I'm trying to find which agenda item it was. Agenda item 6F states that you are going to speak with our city attorney regarding serving as a facility representative for the Animal Shelter Advisory Committee. I don't know Cassandra's last name. I apologize, but it is not the city attorney. So my motion is to strike city attorney and replace it with our animal control officer, Cassandra's last name.
But you said 6F or
It's 11.
11F?
11F. I'm sorry, 11F. Our city attorney is not going to be on the Animal Shelter Advisory Committee.
Yeah, it's Cassandra Gorzel.
Okay, then my motion is to strike city attorney, including the parentheticals, and replace it with, I can't say that last name.
Gorzel, Gorzell.
Garzel. Replace it with Garzel. That's my motion, sir.
Gotcha. All right, I do have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem to strike city attorney, including the parentheticals, and to insert Gorzel. Do I have a second? And a second by Alderman Tremblay. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, that motion carries.
Okay, the second motion is 12F. 12F states to draft an RFP 1 year to 1 to 4 year option. What that motion actually was for the attorney to draft a 1 year RFP with 1 to 4 year option for towing and storage. So an RFP 1 year to 1-4 year option, I move to strike that and insert a 1 year RFP with 1 to 4 year option for towing and storage.
Can you repeat that?
For towing and storage, I'll repeat it right now.
Okay.
With towing and storage, right?
Yes, sir. That was our motion.
Okay. All right, so let me repeat it out. The motion by the Mayor Pro Tem was to strike RFP 1 year to 1 to 4 year option and instead insert draft after draft N, insert RFP with 1 year.
No, sir.
Hold on, I got it.
The word "and" needs to be struck as well because it needs to say a 1 year RFP with 1 to 4 year options.
Okay.
Or how do we make that motion, Alderman Fillinger?
Now Alderman Fillinger's not present today.
The RFP.
Oh, he's not here. So an RFP for 1 year, yeah, you're right. Yes, sir. It's an RFP for 1 year with 1 to 4 year options for towing and
Yeah.
storage services. Yeah.
All right, so let's all right, let's go ahead and start that over, right? So we're going to strike an RFP and strike 2. And then we're gonna instead insert draft A RFP with right one RFP with 1 year towing and storage.
1 to 4 year.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
1 to 4 year, 1 to 4 year with 1 to 4 year option, and including towing and storage, for towing and storage.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that's the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, so I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem and a second by Alderman Rapino. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. All right, that motion carries.
Mayor, I also have a change on minutes for July 24th.
July 24th, so we're going back?
July 24th, I have a whole list that are in the email I sent you earlier this week with track changes. I didn't go over all of mine because I thought we were going to discuss that offline, sir.
Yeah, let's address, well, I'll address that one too.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else for August 14th?
No, sir. Those were the 2 issues that I had with that one, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Under, that's it. Well,
Yep.
I believe it should, read where it says TECQ, I believe that's TCEQ. Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. TCEQ.
TCEQ? Yeah, I think so. All right.
You're saying you think that's TCEQ, sir?
Yeah.
It is TCEQ, Texas
Yeah,
Commission on
yeah.
Environmental Quality.
Not TECQ, TCEQ.
Yeah.
All right, I got a motion by
Yes, sir.
Alderman Tremblay to strike TECQ and agenda item, what is this, 12E, and insert TCEQ. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
And a second by Alderman Rapino. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, all those opposed? This motion carries. Okay, do we want to make a motion to approve this agenda item, this item on the consent agenda?
If I could, and I know you brought this up in the past, but if the council members could address these corrections with the city secretary prior to the meetings, rather than looking at you and she would make the corrections prior to the meeting, but would that be acceptable?
It is very acceptable, and there was lots of discussion this week.
I sent corrections and they were not incorporated,
Yeah, there was
and that's why I'm bringing them up now.
right. There was a few emails going back and forth, and I think had you been present, maybe that would have maybe helped it, but who knows? Nonetheless, yes, that is acceptable. So then we do need a motion to approve
All right, I'll make a motion to approve agenda item 5B
as amended.
as amended. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'll second.
Okay, so I have a motion by the Mayor Pro Tem and a second by Alderman Rapino to approve consent agenda item 5B, August 14th, 2025 regular city council meeting minutes by Mayor Pro Tem and Alderman Rapino, all as amended. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those.
Aye.
All right. All right. Let's, and then agenda item 5A will be postponed, and we will go ahead and fix that and get that in the next meeting. postponed. Okay, let's move to what everybody came for today. 7A. All right, the time is now 6:55 p.m. The city council will now conduct a public hearing to receive public comment on the city of Sandy Oaks proposed annual budget for fiscal year 2025/2026, October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2026. Okay, do you want to call Ms. Lindsay?
That should have been get on the Zoom.
Okay. How long is she gonna take?
There is no one else.
She was the only one that sent out. John, did you have?
Well, I'm not sure what the budget's gonna be, but what I'm for is supporting law enforcement as much as possible. Raising taxes as much as possible. Continue to find a city administrator. The ordinance. I forget the word. The guy that does the ordinances.
Yeah.
And that would be
Code
maybe
enforcement.
after we get the assent, the administrator should be higher priority.
Code enforcement, that's
Code enforcement would be secondary.
okay.
For the efficient use of public funds, transparency and accountability of the government. I'd like to see the police force, Sandy Oaks Police get a FPV drone for investigative purposes to collect evidence when necessary. And, that's about all I think of at the moment.
Okay.
And have a speaker on.
Mayor Pro Tem, did you hear Mr. Crickmer? Okay. She said she heard you.
We only have a speaker for the.
There's
the
usually,
audience.
there's usually a mic up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just didn't stand up. She's still in her car.
Yeah.
You wanna go cover? Is she speaking for the meeting or for the
Yeah, she wanted to speak for the budget.
budget?
Taking offense, she misunderstood. She left.
Okay. What do you recommend?
They'll like to go recess, but I don't, that doesn't, she may not.
She may not come back. She could take 30 minutes to
Yeah.
get.
I have one more thing, if I may. I'd like to see us annex the new subdivision at the end of Waterwood Pass.
And where we are, where are we on that?
For another agenda item, sir.
I figure.
All right,
So we're-
look, at this point, let's wait until we hit the top of the hour, till we hit 7 o'clock. Which shouldn't be too much longer, and then we will close the public hearing. I am actually in contact with her via email, so if she has any questions, she can address me, and then I can talk to her.
Yeah, it's not good to bring your babies. They're done.
At this time, before I close public commentary, is there anyone else who would like to speak who did not speak? All right. Time is now 7:00 PM. This concludes the public part of the budget hearing as required by state law, and we are now going to agenda item 7B to discuss the budget and may either vote on adopting the budget or postpone the budget, or postpone the adoption of the budget for another day. All right.
So for discussion.
Yep, so now, moving on to agenda item 7B, discuss under possible action by record vote on ordinance number 2025-257, adopting the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget for the city of Sandy Oaks. It is now open.
Mayor, I would, like to, if you budget as it sits, I mean, I don't really have problems with the numbers, other than the fact that there's items that should be considered that are not there. Mr. Crickmer mentioned a couple of items. I really don't, believe we can afford a city manager at this point. I do believe, though, that we can find ways moving around the budget to hire a code enforcement official, taking that off of the police plate. At the same time, giving us a chance to claim the city. I've been here for 14 years, 24 years, excuse me, lost a decade there. But I've been here for 26 years. When I came here, it was not this bad. There was a lot of places that needed to be cleaned up. It's beyond that now. It's probably 10 times as bad as it was 20 years ago. But in a sense of having a full-time or possibly even a part-time code enforcement officer, that would be his sole purpose, would be to clean up the city. If we're looking at expanding down the end of Waterwood Pass, anybody who drives down Waterwood Pass looking to purchase a home or build a home is not going to want to drive through all this stuff that they're going to see. It's like maybe driving down Roosevelt Avenue in San Antonio, past some junkyards or what have you. Priest Road is a mess to get down the bottom of Priest Road. I just feel that we can find or manipulate somehow within the budget to find possibly. I've looked around and looked at some of the salaries going for, you get to the big cities, they're making, 80, 90,000. The smaller cities, 48 to 60. I think we could possibly squeeze out $50,000 to $60,000 out of the budget. Looking at some of the items that are in there that possibly, really could be put off. I'm not gonna pinpoint exactly where at this point, but I'd like you to find $50,000 to $60,000 to apply. We've already approved hiring a code compliance official.
So
I think we need to move forward and do it. We're not advancing the city. We're not cleaning up the city. We will attract more people in here to build homes, even bringing double wide homes, still have a high tax value. It will increase the city's pockets as far as our budget. It'll help that city out as far as our budget's concerned. And it will just make a more attractive city. I think and I understand, Mr. Crickmer, you're a city manager. I'd love to see a city manager sitting here too, who would address a lot of issues. Still, he would not be able to do the things that code enforcement officer could do for us at this point. I think we get to this point, code enforcement officer, we clean it up. We get more folks in here. Tax revenue. Give the police department more time to address police issues rather than doing code enforcement. So that's That's my issue as far as the budget is concerned.
And to address your issue, it's, so if you look at the salaries for the police department, which in theory is page 3. The item is highlighted in yellow is 450,000. So that is a variance from the original budget that I submitted. So that includes a $50,000 increase to accommodate your code enforcement officer. So he's just lumped into the salaries for police department. So that is specifically, that $50,000 is specifically for code enforcement.
So at this point, we could look at moving forward with a,
Yes, now I will say, right, so everything in yellow has changed from the original budget, right? So the revenue has changed because we had to change the tax rate from whatever it was to now 0.3418.
the less than
Yeah.
what was last year.
Exactly.
And, you know, not to cut you off, but people are, they don't mind paying more taxes for more.
Some more services, yeah.
And we're not providing more service. We're cutting the tax rate down, it's minimal.
Right.
Most people are not gonna see a difference on that, whatever point something.
Right.
Um,
So it is a decrease from last year, because of the number of new properties, it is an increase in total revenue,
I
right?
understand.
So again, right, like going through these one by one, CenterPoint Energy has a change to 3,000, CPS has an increase to 146,000. The municipal judge health plan was 4,000 to your comment last time. I made that adjustment. Sales tax, I believe, was brought down 200,000 to 200,000. Remove the park CDBG project because that's no longer relevant. So anytime there's an adjustment to salaries, the TMRS adjusts because it's a percentage, it's a calculation. So the TMRS is now 2968 comparative to the salary, which is now 56,000. I did remove the summer intern position just to try to find money. Audit services, that was originally 12,000. I brought it down to 11,400 because that's exactly what they will bill us. I was just kind of adding a buffer, but that's the invoice that they gave us for next year, and that's what they hold themselves to. So if they can't do it at 11,400, then that's not in our favor, but they hold themselves to that number.
Right.
The municipal building, city hall and parks are now $9,000 a piece. I know there was some discussion there in the last meeting. However, I did have to kind of move that around. Again, right, court clerk salary, 50,000, court clerk salary, TMRS, 2,650. The savings account, I did bring that down to about 10,000 instead of the 12,000. The ER tax, that is now 50,000. And again, the police department, 450,000 to 23,850 for their TMRS. And then moving to the back, the tools and equipment for public works was brought down to 12,000, and the road bond INS was adjusted to 65,151. All right, so we had a credit line, we needed a debit line. That's why that item is put there. So I mean, those are all the changes minus the city administrator that people had asked for, right? It includes the majority of what you've asked for, minus,
Yeah.
like I said, the city
One
administrator.
other concern is under street maintenance.
Mhm.
Streets and maintenance is $8,000.
Yep.
It's really, that's
Yeah, it's-
barely enough to fill potholes.
Yep.
And then I see $12,000 under public works tools and equipment. It just seems a bit more. They have.
Yeah.
They have vehicles, they have tractors, they have.
What other equipment do they need, right?
Right,
Fair,
I would think we would take.
we can slash,
we would take half of that or 10,000 out of there and put it in street maintenance.
Yeah.
I think we need a bigger pot than $8,000 for street maintenance. Not seeing, I know there was one for signs. There's
Yeah,
signs
right,
there?
yeah, right up, 2 lines above, street signs.
Street signs, $5,000 for street signs. Oh, are we talking about stop signs?
Stop signs, and that's another item that, so we got the entire new subdivision. If we annex, right, we would want to put those in our font and format.
Have any of those streets been named?
Yeah, they are named, they just haven't been They haven't
The
been,
developer. Put names of streets.
no, they're already named, right? But putting up signs, I think it would fall on the responsibility of the city, so we have consistency. I could be wrong, right? But nonetheless, yeah, we could certainly,
But I do see the tools and equipment under public works, I think it's a little excessive. They got a ton of tools, replace what, chainsaw,
Yeah.
A battery.
I thought they were asking for a new zero turn since the one they had now was a decade old.
it was so it was reduced a little bit to accommodate for the code enforcement. It was originally 18. I pulled $6,000 out of it. So they couldn't afford it right now as it stands. It is a decade old, but that doesn't mean it's not rebuildable. I understand everybody wants a nice and shiny new tool, but
They're all functional.
it's functional, the engine works. Now, if granted there's something catastrophic, yeah, there's no longer funds in there. But as Alderman Tremblay said, we do have some extra funds in street signs that are probably maybe an overspend in this case. Same thing for, if we were to look at street maintenance, right? I get it. We want to put more into street maintenance, but if something again catastrophic, we could pull from there. Litter removal, I think that's also something that's eventually going away, because it's just going to be one single dumpster. And I think we don't have technically a ton of trash because they go by tonnage, I believe. So with the like there's no more development in the right of way. They're not using that dumpster to discard the piping that was done by what's it called? By Rise and by AT&T and so on and so forth, right? So there's money to pool, but I mean,
Right. On the equipment side, I do believe, Mayor Pro Tem, that each department, police department, public works, animal control, should develop and I know asking for a 5-year plan is excessive for.
Sir, I had no other comment about your conversation. I
Okay.
just was throwing that out there because I thought that's why the mayor had made that budget so high. So that's the only reason I made that comment.
Fair enough. Okay, so that would be my only thing would be to take
take $5,000.
at least five and put it in.
Oh, you make the motion. You make the motion for what you want,
It
right?
was 12 grand there. I'd say move half of it. I'd make a move to move $6,000 from tools and equipment in the budget to streets and maintenance,
I can agree with that.
making a street and maintenance 14,000.
I don't see anything that you mentioned that put something towards,
Yeah, it's the savings account,
where is it?
right here, top of the third page. Okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, all right. I'm happy about
All right, so I do have so how do we want to do this, Cassandra? Because I had a ton of changes from the original to what they talked about at the budget workshop. So do we want to approve these one by one, or do we want to approve the budget and then make an amendment to it?
You
Based-
can make multiple changes in one motion, multiple amendments in one motion. From whatever was in the original proposed budget.
So then read it as the motion is to make the change to the written tax rate amount, to change the maintenance and road bond INS tax,
Yes,
right? And then because I don't have the numbers before to now, but it's basically say from the initial version to now this new version. Okay. Does that make
if
sense?
there's anything that council.
Yes, which is what's back
doesn't
here.
pull that specific item or that specific.
Right, that could be a separate
Proposed
motion, right, okay. All right, so I think that's that. I mean,
There's the grant.
that's basically it, but I mean, and obviously, if there's more discussion, I have no problem.
That's all I.
That's
Sir, if I may, I agree with Mr. Crickmer. I think getting the city administrator is the most important thing we can do for this city right now.
I agree.
That city administrator will help run the office, will help get us ready for our council meeting. They can go out and get grants. I don't think we're doing the city or their employees doing them right by having you try and do the job of mayor, your full-time job, and the full-time job as city administrator all at the same time. We really need it. Giving another code enforcement officer when we've already taken the city administrator budget at the beginning of this year and gave it to the police department. We've already agreed to pay a portion of the salary for 3 new officers. We have in the budget 4 officers, an investigator, and the police chief. I think a city administrator is more important to this city than getting a code enforcement officer because the city doesn't look pretty enough.
I agree with you, Monica. I know you don't.
Thank you, Alderman Lupino. I just think that is far more important than a code enforcement. It was starting to make a difference when we had that guy part-time. He was coming to the meeting. He was telling us what's going on. We pass all this stuff in our council meetings. It doesn't get implemented properly. We don't get feedback on where it is. That would be his job. That would be something that city administrator would do and come back and tell us, hey, last month you approved A, B, and C, and this is where we're at with that. And we don't get any of that right now. The agenda, I'm back and forth constantly. It's like, fix this. This is ridiculous that you think our city attorney is going to vote or be on the animal council. When I ask a couple times to fix it, it's just getting frustrated when I can have a city administrator to talk to get that done.
Well, I can certainly
So
understand.
that's all I have. We just need a city administrator, not more police.
I agree with you, city administrator.
Well, I can certainly agree. I mean, I think, for one, I'm not sure where I can find another $80,000. Now,
I
to your
agree
point,
with
you
that
made a
too.
comment about these new police officers. That unfortunately, that grant was declined, so it's not built into here. Those are the officers that we can afford, right? That's what's in there.
Okay, well, see, that's another example. That's something we didn't get an update on. We approved to apply for the grant. We never got any feedback, so we didn't know that. City administrator would make sure we did.
I think, yeah, look for some money.
But we have a police department of 6 right now. And we have no city administrator to oversee them and the rest of our city staff. No one to help us find grants. Sure, we've got someone that helps the police department, but we need more. We need a new animal control facility. We need work in the park. Who's going to help us go find those grants, sir? I don't think you have the time to dig into it and find that. And if we had a city administrator, they would have the time. They would be getting paid to go do that for us.
Well, I mean, I'm certainly applying for grants, right? Like whether it's the grant writers for the PD or even the Bear County grant. Now, granted, that's just one example, right? But it's not for a lack of effort. So, I mean, I don't want you to think that.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. You're trying, but you have a limited time because you have 2 other jobs besides
Right.
doing the city administrator job. You have outside employment that pays you to take care of you and your family, and then you are the mayor.
Just putting 80 grand out there doesn't mean we're gonna get an adequate administrator either.
One advantage to an administrator though is that they continue from one administration to the next. If we get a good one.
Yeah, if we get a good one,
Instead,
that's the, that's,
yeah.
you know, that's
So
the
they'll continue.
unknown.
No.
And we've had administrators that I definitely think we need an administrator and we need a good one, but that's pie in the sky until we find one. And 80 grand is not gonna buy a good one.
Now that's going to get you an introductory, or I don't know, maybe it gets you a good one, right? I mean, I'm not trying to.
You can.
I'm not trying to.
You can
Certain
get
amount of time, not
Yeah.
12 hours.
Right.
You can get one straight out of school that will turn out to be great, you know, but we ought to look for something like that, you know, get people that are out of school that are willing to intern with us.
But where would we pull the money from
Yeah,
in
that's
the budget?
that's the hard part. Because salaries is obviously our biggest cost component, right? And-
And we approve the budget, now we can always move things in the future to
Sure.
accommodate, you know, something we want. You know, budget is just
It's just a piece of the pie, right? Like
Right,
it's
yeah.
just the template.
Right. So are we gonna go ahead and go with what we have and then plan if we need to uh, make changes in the future? If we find something that we,
I will say this, right, to answer the questions about finding money, right? The only thing I could think that could change significantly would be CPS, but that would take, let me lead up to it. CPS and sales tax. Those are the only ones that could really change significantly with the rush to move out here, right? With the parks at the end, the new subdivision at Waterwood, the new subdivision off of Mathis, the new subdivision at Lamb, whenever those take off, right? They're all gonna filter, for the most part, into the Dollar General, into the gas station, into the shops at Sandy Oaks. So there can be an increase. That also means that there will be more, not so much more, but there will be police on patrol, more citations for speeding, things like that, running stop signs, people not familiar with the neighborhood, so on and so forth. So I just don't wanna bet the farm that we're gonna get those increases
and
year one.
I hate myself for saying this, but we have $100,000 in the, you know, in our fund, that if we do find an administrator, at least for 1 year, we can put 80, 90, or $100,000 to pull one in, and then we can look to fund them in the next budget to keep them for 2 years. I mean, we gotta look ahead of things.
Other options are raising taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other option is come next year, right? Although it is an election year, we could raise taxes.
But I mean, we're allowed to reach.
Forget I said that.
3.5.
But the legislature is now looking at 1%.
If we went 1%, well, that's 1% on the valuations. They can raise.
On the current rate.
On the current rating, 1%.
Yeah.
Next, that's what they're looking at.
Yes, but that's probably, I think the voter approval rate is over 3.5%, so yeah,
3.5.
3.5.
So we should have looked at it for this year.
Yep, right.
And is it too late
But
to do
don't
that?
cut
It's
the
too late.
police department because we need it.
Well, I would say we move forward with what we have and go with, Alderman Pino's, idea that if we can, let's recruit. And if we can find one, we pull the money from.
Our funds. You
Savings
know,
account.
I don't wanna do that, but you know, that's what
And then
it's
the
for.
following year, we would.
Let's do this
end up
earlier.
Where you'd have to raise taxes to meet
Yeah.
the budget.
And I understood correctly that you said that the salaries for the police department included
The
money
code
for
enforcement,
code enforcement.
Yeah,
that is correct.
well, we have that and we could possibly get a decent city administrator, at least for 1 year and possibly 2.
So if we can come back next year and recruit for both positions, or. we
For
can
the city
recruit now,
administrator, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, come,
for the city
And
administrator.
if
as
all
well
these
as
other
code
things
enforcement.
congeal.
cause it take, I mean,
with
I
the-
don't know, I don't think we would have to do a wide search, but I mean, we certainly would want to do a in-depth search to find someone. And that can take 6 months, right?
Go
To
to
find a
St.
good,
Mary's,
we
go
can't
to-
just, I mean, while I like that idea of giving a college student $100,000 fresh out of college,
no,
I don't,
that
I
much.
know, but I, if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it right. And it can't
Yeah.
just be, the guy fresh out of school. Because they're still learning, right? Like they can say they're a poli-sci major all they want, but until you're out here in the streets, right? In the trenches, writing budgets,
Oh.
applying for grants. I don't want nobody a rookie, right? That's gonna try to tell me.
Degree in public administration would be good too, not just poli-sci.
Right,
Have an
exactly.
MPA.
Might even-
Yeah.
But why can't we use the 50,000 that you're allocating to a code enforcement officer?
Cause we still need another 50.
Yeah, right, yeah, that's a good idea, Monica, plus some of the funds.
Because you just said it's gonna take you 6 months to find one. And if you find one sooner, then Alderman Rapino said that he's got investment funds that we can use to cover the gap. But at least we got the 50,000 to start looking now. And then we have 4 police officers, an investigator, and a chief of police that can do code enforcement in the meantime.
I don't think that's a great I don't think that's a good recipe, right? I think
Look at
the,
other police.
as far as. the
Or even if we just have the 4 officers doing code enforcement.
And when are they supposed to solve crimes?
No, it's not working.
My problem with that idea, and it's, when are they supposed to actually solve crime, right?
I thought that's what the chief and the investigator were doing.
You don't think the police, the patrol officers have any part to do with that?
No, they do some as well.
Let's go with our original plan.
I just don't think, in my opinion, I don't think the police officers have time to do code enforcement. That doesn't mean they shouldn't. I'm not saying that at all. But the caseload, the amount of crime that's out here, the burglary, the theft, the sexual assaults, all that takes time. And it's a all hands on deck. For the population that we have of 6,000, a bigger city, granted, that would have businesses such as St. Hedwig, such as Elmendorf, whatever it may be, has at least double the number of patrol officers. Patrol officers, not including sergeants, lieutenants, detectives. So I don't agree. I don't agree that the need is for an administrator right now. I think the need is for the code enforcement officer to take some pressure off of them so they can do their job and patrol the streets and solve some crime. And because the city of Sandy Oaks has had 10 years to run amok. 10 years to
So
run
what's
amok.
happened in the last year? What's happened in the last year to change your mind from funding a city administrator to instead decide that a code enforcement officer is more important? Because a year ago, you submitted a budget that was approved to hire a city administrator. What's changed since then, sir?
Nothing's changed my mind. It's the council that's changed, right? So the council, or at least in my mind, right, the council, I think that could benefit the most from a code enforcement officer. Every meeting y'all ask for code enforcement statistics. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. Because y'all want to see change. Yes, city administrator will bring some change. I agree. I am not disagreeing. The biggest change will be when you turn that corner and that grass is not high, and that home is not run down, and that junk car is not present.
But we need something that performs both functions, and we don't have one of those functions now.
Right.
And we do have a part of our city that can provide one of those functions, provided we staff it correctly. And so that's why we need to get a city administrator, albeit somebody with a little bit of experience.
Sure.
And also, if we do have somebody like that, we can go to the colleges to support them with an intern. It's been done.
So what do we want to do? Do we want to approve and then go start recruiting? And if we have to, we pull in Tom's money to go get a city administrator?
Yeah, we don't pull it until we
Right,
got a
right.
bite.
Until we got a bite. Yeah, of course, of course.
I mean, yeah, because like a budget is just a
Then once we hire someone, then we're on the gun. Then we have to go to the vote to raise the tax rate. Because then we want to afford a city administrator full-time going forward. At least that's how
But next year, we might have that property annexed, which would help us
yeah, that's
be
true.
able to.
True, that's
True.
what I'm counting on.
We vote on the changes, it's just that one change on the,
I'll
who's
support
any
you
equipment
on
under
that.
public works.
I'll support you on that, Dave.
Make your motion.
I move to, move $6,000 from tools and equipment under public works to streets and maintenance under public works, $6,000.
I'll second.
Okay, so I do have a motion from Alderman Tremblay and a second from Alderman Rapino to remove $6,000 from tools and equipment, making the budget now $6,000. And to move that $6,000 into streets maintenance, increasing that budget to $14,000. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right,
It's on the last page, ma'am, on the back. Well, on ours is on the back.
What number?
7.
Oh, I see it. Thank you.
Because she knows.
Did we get your motion? I didn't hear.
Yeah, I said aye. Yes,
Okay,
sir. Sorry.
Thank you.
I had the paper in front of my face when I did that. I apologize.
All good, all good. All right, so then, as I stated earlier, everything in yellow is an item that has changed from the first version to now. So we do need to read it off, change the tax rate to 0.3418, to change the maintenance and operations to 808, 22760. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Okay. So we can get it all in one motion. We don't have to do one individually, but ultimately that's up to y'all.
I say go for
You wanna do
it. What would be the motion?
Here, I'll do.
it? Okay,
Right, I'd move to adopt the, or first note the changes and then.
yeah, let's do the changes.
I move to, approve, changes on the, FY 25-26 annual estimated tax rate required to cover the budget, 0.3418 with changes as follows. The,
Mark in yellow.
I don't know, can we say that as marked in yellow? Does it need to be more specific?
I would specify it more specifically.
Okay.
because
Okay.
it's a-
maintenance and operations tax to read $808,227.60. Road bond INS tax $65,151. Centerpoint Energy 3,000. BPS 146,000. Municipal Judge Health 4,000. Sales tax 200,000. Parks CDBG changed to 0. Clerk salary PMRS 2,968. City clerk salary 56,000. Summer intern 0. Audit services 11,400. Municipal building city hall 9,000. Municipal building parks and community center 9,000. County clerk, court clerk salary PMRS 2,650. Court clerk salary 50,000. Savings account contribution 10,000. ER.
Employer tax.
Yeah, ER tax, yeah, 50,000.
Oh,
Salaries 450,000. PMRS 23,850. Streets and maintenance 14,000. Tools and equipment 6,000. Road bond INS 65,151.
We'll do the line above it. The part
I'm sorry,
PDBG.
road bond to part CDBG project 0.
Okay,
And that's the only thing.
that was a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion to approve the changes as described by Alderman Tremblay, highlighted in yellow. Is that fair? So,
Yeah, okay.
okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So now that we need to.
All those
approve-
opposed?
No,
Now that we need to approve the budget?
Yeah, now we need to do a recorded vote, no, or?
Yes.
No, we
Okay,
have.
motion. Move to approve or adopt the 2025-26 fiscal year budget. And you,
With amendments.
with amendment.
Yeah. I'll second.
Okay, so I have a motion by Alderman Tremblay and a second by Alderman Rapino to approve the ordinance adopting the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget presented to the city council by the mayor with amendments for the support of the general government of the city of Sandy Oaks to be fixed and determined for said terms in accordance with the expenditures shown in the city's fiscal year 25-26 budget. Alderman Tremblay,
Aye. Yes.
Alderman Rapino,
Aye.
Alderwoman CJ,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem.
No.
Okay. Let's see here.
Okay.
All right, that does pass. Motion carries. Let's see here now. Where am I at? So, agenda. All right, so agenda item, I think that then. Yeah, it goes to agenda item 7C. Discuss and or possible action on an ordinance 2025-258 ratifying the property tax increase reflected, right? Is that right? Yeah, 7C. Reflected in the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget. Alright, so this does have a change from the original document that's posted. So because we changed the numbers, then that does change the amount where it says tax reflected in the city's fiscal year 25-26 budget, which is the amount of $128,378.60, which is a downturn of 0.611%. And of that amount, $40,652.43 is tax revenue to be raised from new property tax added to the tax roll this year as reflected in the city's fiscal year budget.
Which
Fiscal
one's
year.
right?
This one is correct. The one in yellow is correct.
This one.
Yes, the actual ordinance now is correct. Because I didn't want to change that document because that's what it originally needed to say.
So we need this with these numbers. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct. Where did that go?
So we read the whole ordinance and when we
Yep.
get to section
Yeah.
2, we read motion ratified.
Right. Yep.
Is that correct?
That is correct. You will read this motion to ratify using these numbers.
After we get through with this. And once we say this ordinance, we get to section 2 and we read this, right?
Yep.
But do we have to read the whole?
No, I don't think he has to read the whole ordinance, does he?
No, just.
Okay, just switch, go to section 2, right?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Here we go. Make the motion to approve ordinance number 2025-258. An ordinance of the city of Sandy Oaks ratifying the property tax increase reflected in the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget. Section 2. That the city council as the governing body of the city of Sandy Oaks, Texas, having adopted the city's fiscal year 2025 budget by ordinance number 2025.
It's 258.
What is it?
258.
258?
Yep.
Okay. That will require raising more revenue from property taxes than in the previous year, hereby ratifies the property tax reflected in the city fiscal year 2025-2026 budget, which is the amount of those years, correct?
25,
Okay.
26.
Property tax reflected in the city's fiscal year 2025-2026 budget, which is the amount of where are we?
I don't know. It's over here. It's these.
Oh, okay, this. Where is it? This
Here, yep, 128.
one, oh, okay. All right, I'm getting screwed up. 128, 378 and 60 cents. $128,378.60. And a minus 0.611%. And of that amount, $40,652.43 is revenue to be raised from new property tax added to the tax roll this year as reflected in the city's fiscal year 2025-2026 budget adopted on August 28, 2025. Section 3 of this ordinance shall take effect and be enforced immediately after its passage. Passed and approved on this 28th day of August 2025, City of Sandy Oaks, Texas, by Michael Martinez Jr., Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
May I have a second?
Second.
All right. All right, I have a
Ordinance
motion.
number 2025-258. It
Yes.
is actually 257 that passes the ordinance. 258 is the ordinance that you're currently reading, sir.
well, that's what I was wondering.
Yes, sir. That 257 is correct. That is the ordinance that passes the budget.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Okay,
Okay.
my fault.
So you were reading it correct.
No.
257 is accurate, sir. I recommend you make that change before anybody seconds your motion.
All right, 257.
How do you want to do that?
But then he did the motion to ratify the tax rate. That was the motion.
I don't know what happened. I mean, I have her here. Can you?
So what do you want me to do? So you want me to read it again?
That would be the language from 17. Passing ordinance.
No? Hang on, Mayor Pro Tem, we lost you on the TV. There you go.
There you go.
All right, got you back.
Just the caption.
You want me to read the caption up here?
2025-257.
I've got 2025-258 in my book.
So first 2025-257 and then 2025-257.
So which one do you want me to read? This one? All right. Okay, the city of Sandy Oaks, Texas, ordinance number 2025.
We adopted the budget.
Okay.
Okay. An ordinance of the city of Sandy Oaks making appropriations for the support of the city of Sandy Oaks for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2025 and ending September 30th, 2026. Appropriating money to a sinking fund to pay the interest and principal on the city's indebtedness and adopting the annual budget of the city of Sandy Oaks for the 2025-2026 fiscal year. Now, do you want me to read the section 2 again?
Not on this one.
So wait, is he making a motion on ordinance 2025-257 or 2025-258? I'm confused now.
I'm making one on 257.
That's 256. Okay, yeah.
I
so-
thought that was done when we passed the budget. Because what you just read was 258, sir.
All the hell here.
Yeah, so we passed I see what happened. We passed the budget, but we didn't pass the ordinance, right?
Yes, that's what happened, yes.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, do we pass the ordinance for the budget or do we just,
It's usually all together.
So you're withdrawing your motion for 258 and you're moving on to the motion for 257. Is that accurate, sir?
now
Yeah.
withdraw the motion to pass 258 until we pass 257.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Second on that? Okay, CJ second.
All right, so
All
I
in
got a-
favor? Oh, go ahead, Mayor.
I got a motion from Alderman Rapido and a second from Alderman Walker, to just to approve an ordinance number 2025-257, adopting the 25-26 fiscal year budget for the city of Sandy Oaks, Texas. Mayor Pro Tem,
No,
all right. Alderman Rapino,
Yay.
Alderwoman Walker,
Aye.
Alderman Tremblay.
Aye.
All right, that motion carries.
Okay, so that was for the budget,
Yes,
right? Now I go to 258, correct?
correct.
All right, and that is 258. And I'll reread it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, ordinance 258 of the city of Sandy Oaks, an ordinance of the city of Sandy Oaks ratifying the property tax increase reflected in the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget. I'm gonna read section 2 now. That the city of Sandy, of the city of, that the city council as the governing body of the city of Sandy Oaks, Texas, having adopted the city's fiscal year 2025-2026 budget by ordinance number 2025-2020,
257,
2025,
257.
257, that will require raising more revenue from the property taxes that in the previous year hereby ratifies the property tax reflected in the city's fiscal year 2025-2026 budget, which is the amount of Yeah, this-
Still here,
this-
still here.
so over here.
Yeah, all of that's good.
Okay, $128,378.60 at a minus 0.611%. And of the amount of $40,652.43 is tax revenue to be raised from new property tax added to the tax roll this year as reflected in the city's fiscal year 2025-2026 budget adopted on August 2025. This ordinance shall take effect and be enforced immediately after its passage on the 28th day of May, August 2025, in the city of Sandy Oaks, Texas, by Michael Martinez Jr., Mayor.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, I do have a motion from Alderman Rapino and a second by Alderman Tremblay to adopt ordinance number 2025-258, an ordinance of the city of Sandy Oaks, Texas, ratifying the property tax increase reflected in the 25-26 fiscal year budget. I don't recall, does this need a recorded vote? No. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Did you say aye, ma'am? I'm sorry.
yes, I did.
Okay, thank you. All right, that motion carries. All right, so then moving along to 7D. All right, so this is discuss and or possible action on the resolution 2025-234 regarding the maximum proposed ad valorem tax rate for 2025. The city council will consider and setting a public hearing to consider the tax rate for 2025. If we do pass this today, that will then set us up for another public hearing on September 11th, 2025.
So we
so-
don't pass it until we have a hearing, right?
Mm.
Or can we pass it before?
Yeah, this is to set the meeting. for
Okay,
the hearing.
meeting,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, all right.
I move to approve the resolution 2025-234, resolution of City Council, City of Sandy Oaks regarding maximum proposed ad valorem tax rate for 2025. Net rate being 0.3418 per $100 tax valuation. And the public hearing on tax rate to be held September 11, 2025. At that point, the city will set the tax rate.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, well, let me just go through this. All right, I do have a motion by Alderman Tremblay and a second by Alderwoman CJ to adopt resolution 2025-234, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas, regarding the maximum proposed ad valorem tax rate for 2025 at a rate of 0.3418 cents per $100 taxable value, with the setting of the public hearing to be held at 22870 Priest Road, Sandy Oaks, Texas, 78112 on September 11th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any direct-
Aye.
Okay. Did it say that on here? Or did I miss it?
Oh, it doesn't sound like it.
Okay, no, you're fine. All right, sorry, apologize. I do need a record vote. Mayor Pro Tem,
Aye.
Alderman Rapino.
Aye. That's it.
It's a record vote.
Oh, a
Yeah.
record vote.
Alderwoman CJ.
Aye.
And Alderman Tremblay.
Aye.
All right. That motion does carry. This needs to be posted in the Wilson County News. Is that correct?
Yes, and I think that, I'll check on the Express, but yes, we'll confirm.
All right, so we will get that posted tomorrow because that gives us enough time to get it, right? I think that's what we'd agreed on. Okay. All right. 51. Well, let's move on to agenda item E. Update on property cleanup and code enforcement of 23322 Copper Canyon, Sandy Oaks, Texas, 78112. Mayor Pro Tem and Alderwoman CJ Walker, you do have the floor.
What is,
So I'll kick it off if you don't mind, CJ, and then hand it off to you. I went back through the notes and the gentleman that brought this to our attention first brought it to us on the 23rd of January of this year. He's been back multiple times since then. On the 27th of February, we authorized the mayor to issue a letter of abatement. Then on the 13th of March, the owner of that property came to us and asked for 29 days to complete the abatement as opposed to the 10 days, I believe it was, that was listed in the letter. It is well beyond that 29 days. And the neighbor that originally brought this to our attention is still saying it is not done. I was just looking for a status. Alderwoman Walker, anything to add?
no,
Other questions?
exactly what she said.
Chief, do you have anything to update us on?
So Copper Canyon is gonna be the one, next to, Mr.
McNeil.
Huh?
McNeil.
McNeil, yeah. So since our last meeting, I went out to his house, I spoke to him, I spoke to his neighbors. It is not in compliance to this date. They still have an unsafe shed. They still have a vehicle sitting with no tires in the backyard. I made my way through Mr. McNeil's property. He let me through his property to get around the back. There's no fence in the back. There's a variety of violations still going on. He was issued more citations that we mailed because there's never been anybody there when I've gone by there. We mailed more citations to his residents in San Antonio. I will say, if you only go by the front of the property, it looks pretty clean. You gotta go to the back. And so I see Mr. McNeil's complaint. It has not been taken care of. We issued some more citations, since this last city council meeting that we had. But no, he's not removed the junk car that's sitting on there with no tires, sitting on blocks. He's not taking care of the unsafe shed, the shed that's falling apart. He's got a trailer, like a semi-truck trailer sitting there, and it's not any good either. Then he's got some pipe and trash and other stuff, and what looks to be like an outhouse. I got closer to it, there was no toilet in it, but it's falling apart as well, so. But all of it is towards the back of the property, right? From the front of the property, it looks pretty clean. You would look at it from the front and say, no problems here. You gotta get around to the back, and we did. And, More citations were issued on our end.
So what are we waiting for abate? We've sent a letter, let's move forward with abatement. I move that we move forward with abatement on the property at 23322 Copper Canyon.
I'll say.
I second that.
well, but before we do that, we gotta remember that there are, I don't know how to, yeah, there are vehicles, right? And so that requires a public notice.
Yeah, there may be certain, depending everything.
Whatever the steps are, sir, we're asking that you move forward. You have a motion and a second.
Whatever we need to do to move forward with the abatement. I said, the letter went out, we've given him latitude, and he has not corrected it. I feel that this guy has to live next door to that property, can't sit on his back porch without that stuff staring at him in the face. Besides being, some of the ordinance violations has got to be fire hazard, safety hazard, rodents, all the above.
Absolutely.
I move we move forward with whatever we need to do legally with the city attorney to move forward with the abatement process.
Okay. All right. I do have-
Realize it may be complicated, but we're authorizing you to go figure out what that is and do whatever is necessary, sir, with this motion.
Gotcha. All right, so I do have a motion by Alderman Tremblay and a second by Mayor Pro Tem to move forward with the abatement process and navigate the difficulties of that it may be, and to let's get it going. Does that sound fair? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right,
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. So let's, time is now 7:56. We will move to executive session.
bye. So,
No, let's get this done. Mayor Pro Tem, I'll call you. Do you have your phone on you?
Yes, sir, I have my city cell phone. Please call that.
I will call you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, the time is now 8:08 PM. We are back in session. Out of the executive session. So let's move along to agenda item G. Discussing a possible action on appointment, compensation, hours, duties, benefits, and start date for position of patrol officer. We do have a potential candidate by the name of Andrew Franco.
I'll make a motion, Mayor, to approve the appointment of Andrew Franco to the position of police officer. With the compensation at the beginning rate of
While on probation,
while on probation, $48,000 with hours and duties to be assigned by the police chief, benefits, and to be measurable to the officers currently employed by the city, and a start date could be as soon as tomorrow. He could be sworn in tomorrow.
I'll second.
All right. So I have a motion by Alderman Tremblay and a second by Alderman Rapino to appoint Andrew Franco to the position of patrol officer with a starting pay of 48,000. Hours and duties to be assigned as the police chief deems necessary, and benefits to be as comparable to other officers in the department. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed. All right. Just let everybody know you have a chance. All right, so now let's rewind. Now, guys, in the interest of time, I personally would like to postpone items A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and J.
I'd actually like to make a comment. 6 p.m.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah, okay, so then let's, but are we okay with postponing then A, C, D, E, F, G, and J?
yes.
Okay, well, I want to make a comment on F, actually.
You do want to make, which one's F?
C.
Okay,
Animal Shelter Advisory Committee.
okay, that's fine. So then,
I've spoken with Cassandra
hang on,
and she is willing to,
hang on, let me
Go ahead.
make sure that we're in agreement. We're gonna,
Except for E.
except for E, right, so we're gonna postpone A, C, D, F. Which one did you say, Alderman Tremblay?
Oh, I want to press B.
Right, okay, then F, G, and J.
no, I want to talk about F.
Oh, you said F, okay, gotcha, all right. All right, so A, C, D, G, and J. All right, so let's start from the top then, at 6B. Alderman Tremblay?
Yes, just being that we initially, addressed this property back in March,
Mhm.
given 90 days, we've given them extensions. We discussed last meeting about possibly, having an inspector, having that property inspected. I just think at this point, we've given this property owner ample time to correct it. I've driven by there. Pretty much there's a fence and, conics there just blocking everything. Can't see where Mr. Guajardo, I really don't care what Mr. Guajardo thinks. I mean, he put up a fence, in between the properties, with old fencing. Still nothing I would want beside mine. But I think we've given him ample time. I don't think we need to be addressing this in our council meetings anymore. I think we can delete this from an item on our agenda. And, move forward with abatement on this property. If we can't get if we get a building inspector to inspect the property, find out, exactly what he needs to do. I've heard some noises there. I'm not sure what he's been doing, but,
So, and to your point, so I have been in communication actually all this week, and last week with Mr. Reagan. I just haven't had a chance to go and put eyes on everything. But we did have a discussion about the foundation, right? And so in the original letter that was sent to him, it does state in the very beginning, excluding the foundation, right? Which in theory, right, it talks about the foundation would be a cement foundation, or in the case of a mobile or a modular, it's the metal rails, right? And so the dilemma that I have is that he's got the foundation, which is the metal foundation and the boards. There was fire damage to a portion of the foundation, which is the metal, and he plans to cut that off, right? And the reason why we've stressed it to him is because at 570 degrees, which is about the average temperature of a house fire, if not higher, metal has microstructure failures, right? So he's agreed to cut that off, right? Because then that would leave the remainder of the mobile, or what was a mobile, to be erected to be built up. The issue then becomes, well, then is it a tiny home, right? Which we don't have, we don't allow within the city, within the proper city. So me and him have been discussing about already going and having an independent review of the property. Is the structure deemed safe to be built upon? And then that would basically, in my opinion, call it a case closed as far as the structure, right?
there's still another building with just frames. There's a frame building there. It's got some plastic up on top. Have you been on the property?
So I was on the property a while back. I've not been recently. Like you said, it's got the fence and it has the, that container that's blocking the.
Okay, is there another trailer?
I haven't been able to get there when he's there lately.
Right.
When this first started, he was there every day. It was easy to go by there, talk to him, see what he's been doing. But I did see that, I have seen that building you're talking about, but I don't know if it's still there.
It's still there. When you saw it, was it an acceptable, structure?
Well, no, but at that time, he had just, it was, in the process.
But is the what you're saying, the foundation of the mobile with the tarp over it, is that?
No, this is another structure that's
Okay.
there.
Okay, I haven't
And
seen that.
it's just like it might have been a shed, so all that's left is the 2x4s. Maybe it was just chicken coop, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I remember he did have chickens.
Okay, so that structure is there,
Okay,
so I just don't think he's fulfilled his, promise to the city.
Clean
as
up the
far as
property.
Cleaning up the property.
Right.
I putting that fence up in the front,
that is-
hiding everything.
that is a
that's
code,
pretty much
yeah.
That's all he's doing. That fence needs to come down. That's a
Yeah,
violation.
it is a,
in
it is
itself.
it is a violation of our ordinance, so, and he's aware of that, and I've addressed that with him. Because anything facing the property has a maximum height of, facing the road, excuse me, has a maximum height of 4 feet,
Or
so.
it should have spaces.
Yep.
In between, can't have, so the fence itself, the private fence in the front probably is not, so especially, there's not one there to begin with, so it's actually considered a new fence. If you
Right.
want to look at it that way, it's
Yeah.
not a replacement or whatever. Yeah, I don't think we need to have this item on the agenda
Okay.
anymore. I can put that in a motion if you like. But it doesn't need to be there anymore. We don't need to hear any more updates from him. I think we've been updated for the last 6 months and nothing is really, we're not where we should be.
I just wanna, hang on, I just wanna put in record, it's 8:17. Mayor Pro Tem has dropped off the Zoom call. So let's see if she dials back in. Okay. I mean, it's up to you on how you like to go about it and.
I mean, I don't think I need to make a motion to just not have it on the agenda.
No.
You prepared the agenda or
Yeah.
something. I don't think it should.
Yeah, no. So then I'll address with him the fence and then we can get started on, okay, let's actually go put boots to grounds. This is fix this, and that's
And
it.
this goes back to,
I know.
you know, code compliance, having people coming down Waterwood Paths, going down there, put a new home down the end of the street. And the
Yep.
first thing they see when they come into the city.
I agree.
You spend the rest.
Okay.
He's
All
got
right.
it by-
So then we're good on that one. I know Mayor Pro Tem wanted to talk about item 6E, discussing a possible action on ordinance 2021-181. And before I cut her off, she did say Cassandra wanted to be a part of it, but if you'd like to take a lead on that
For
one.
the CCRB,
Oh, you're right. That is CCRB, sorry.
for 6E, discuss and/or possible action on ordinance 2021-181, Citizens Complaint Review Board. I think that can be removed from the agenda going forward,
Okay.
because the last meeting we discussed exactly who was on the
On the
board.
board.
Okay.
And I've heard back from, I believe all of them. And they have the NDAs and the
Background check.
background check
Okay.
form are going out. They're in the process of filling out. But people have them already. And they know that they're putting them into the secretary and the chief of police.
Okay. So I will remove that item as well.
And I don't think it needs to be ongoing.
Okay. Let us see here. Oh, there she is. Did we lose your connection? Mayor Pro Tem, can you hear us?
Just muted.
Can you hear us?
Thank you.
Can you hear us, Mayor Pro Tem? We can hear you fumbling with the.
Where is she?
He's there.
I don't know if she's there, but I mean, where is she?
Yeah, okay, sorry about that. Hotel network, you know how they are.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know. she-
Oh, yeah. All right.
No.
So Alderwoman CJ responded to 6E, so we were gonna move past that. And then unfortunately, when I cut you off, I did hear you say regarding 6F for 2023 Animal Shelter Advisory Committee that Cassandra did accept.
Yes, she is willing to fill the role. We still need the vet. You were supposed to get a quote, and then Ashley needs to was gonna look into giving a welfare person, but I wanted to just let everybody know Cassandra did agree to fill that role.
Okay, yeah, and I did talk to our veterinarian and he said his rates were changing and would give me something new, but I'll follow up with him and see
Yes,
if
sir.
we can get an update on that. Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
did we cover anything else other than 6B? I was dropped.
Alderman Tremblay on 6B. And then
Don't rehash it. I'll go back and listen to it. I just wanted to make sure So 6B, 6C, and the 6F. Okay, just need to know how much I missed. Sorry, sir.
Okay, no, you're good. Okay, so then moving on to 6H, discuss a possible action on a retirement package for the city employees. Not sure why this one was postponed last time, but the employees elected to keep everything the same. They didn't want to do ADP. They wanted to stick with TMRS.
I believe it was tabled and not postponed, sir.
It was tabled.
Yeah, they wanted to keep-
Right. So that means we're not gonna discuss it anymore unless you put it back on the agenda, because you had already told us that they had accepted, or they had asked to stay. So if they want to stay with where we're at,
Okay, so
Um,
that's my confusion, because when I hear table, that means it's not for discussion today. It's gonna come up again.
no, sir, it just means it's not for discussion unless somebody else brings it up.
Gotcha. All right, moving on then. I discuss under possible action on National Night Out to be held on Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. This discussion was really just to kind of see, what do we want to do? Do we want to do hot dogs? Do we want to do hamburgers? Do we want to do a bounce castle? Do we want to do a dunk tank? What do we want to do for National Night Out? It will be held at the shops at Sandy Oaks. I did confirm with the building owner. He's agreed to allow us to be there. I do have a fear that one day that they're gonna be at full capacity and not want us to take their parking spaces. So I
Do it
did,
at the park.
yes, and so I called Sunbelt Rental. They can rent out lights, and I think they're only $150 a day. We would only need one, but one day, but I think we would need, 3 lights just to provide ample coverage. So in the future, I think we should move it to the park. I mean, we have a beautiful park. But until they tell us they don't want us there, I think the shops is a great opportunity to have it there because
Close to the
you can
fire
see
department.
everybody, right? Fire department's right there. So, I mean, what did y'all have in y'all's mind? Did y'all want to get shirts for National Night Outs?
Check with the girls at the community center. They
Yes.
have a lot of stuff already.
Yes, they've already brought some stuff in. They have some bikes that they want to give away that were donated during Christmas, and we didn't have enough participants, so we'll give away 3 or 4 bikes.
Church would be a good idea with the logo.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Lukenbach? Where the hell is it?
Oh.
And you could, maybe we do a lot of them and they're available, $10, $15 all year long. We have them here. If somebody wants a shirt, they come and get one. I mean, we would give them away. Either you
Right.
have to charge for them, but so silk screening is not that expensive.
No.
And you don't have to get really expensive shirts. You can get shirts for silk screening for, under $10.
Yeah, and I think we can get them cheaper, like from those places that do that type of business, like the dry fit type stuff, like
Right.
the softer material. I mean, I can look into
So,
that.
yeah, I think we should do t-shirts.
'Cause I know-
City logo.
Last year, 2 years ago, we had the fishing shirts, like Mr. Crickmers, and it had the logo, it had your name on it. I'd still like to get that for us, right, or something like that, a little more professional. Maybe a collared shirt. Not too sure what to do for like the women because I know the sizings are different, but a polo, right, would be. I would think. It's embroidered. We do have a vendor that we've used before, and she has our logo already set up. So just a matter of putting the logo on the shirt that we like, and then putting the name.
So if we're gonna do these shirts, we probably start thinking about it and order them.
Yeah.
Soon.
Or it could be just a T-shirt, right? Just a
Maybe
T-shirt with
just
the.
a small logo on the front here, or
Mhm.
just do one on the back of a large one, or.
Yeah, so like I think for the ones that we sell could probably just be a silk screen on the back, right? And then for the ones for us, I think we could do a normal shirt, like a collared shirt, polo shirt with the embroidery with the name and then the logo.
You wanna take that on?
Yeah, I can.
Order them and come out of this year's budget.
Yeah.
Give them some dollars over, maybe do 100.
Yeah, let me get a price on them. Yeah, let me get a price on them to make sure we can still do everything we want to do for National Night Out, and
It'd
then
be a money back thing on shirts.
That is
sort of
true.
Thing, so
that is true.
everything else would be giving away.
Yeah.
This would be a money back.
Okay, well then let me, I'll take that on and see if we can get some, for one, I'll get sizes and everything from everybody. And then I'll find some shirts that we
Maybe
can,
put a badge on the front, Sandy Oaks PD.
he's got enough shirts. He's got enough shirts. What about a bounce castle, or do we want to do a dunk tank? We did that 2 years ago.
bounce thing had last year, what kind of,
It was like a,
participation did, what, was?
there was a lot of
There
kids.
was a lot of
Did they have one last
That's a,
They had the bounce castle
I
last
get
year.
to,
Trying to
I think that's good.
remember,
That's a good idea.
yes,
Not
I
so
did,
much the
yeah,
dunk tank.
remember.
No?
but
I mean, I got in the dunk tank and then the last chief got in the dunk tank. But I don't know if this chief wants to get in the dunk tank.
supposed to be like
Yeah,
a Canadian
he-
cold front coming
You
down.
get water out.
Mayor Pro Tem, do you have any suggestions? Dunk tank or bounce castle, one or two?
You should get in the dump tank.
No recommendation, sir.
Wow, you're no fun.
But yeah, the hamburgers.
No,
hot
sir, I'm not.
So. I would know if-
Well,
Yeah.
Hamburgers would probably be.
It's a lot of work, hamburgers.
Hot
So
dogs, just the hot dogs, maybe chili
Hot
dogs.
dogs
how many
and
hot dogs?
Chili. How many?
6,000.
I'm not sure what y'all, I'm not sure how many.
I think we did 150 hot dogs last year. And for the most part, they were gone, right? I think we had some repeat customers,
Chips.
chips, sodas.
Sodas. I think.
Let's check with the girls, they got a good count.
Yeah, they said they have
Yeah.
2 or 3 40 packs of hot
Yeah,
dogs already,
yeah,
so
so.
from 4th of July that are frozen, so that's a good start.
And they know how many they probably would, they
Yeah.
use that national night out.
Yeah. And then the gentleman that owns the shops, he asked me what he can contribute. And I told him, you don't really have to do anything, right? You're letting us
Yeah.
use the parking spot. But I-
CPD, gummies, he hands
I'll
out.
take the gummies. I'll take the
I,
gummies.
I asked him to, because they have the new snack shop, right? I said, help them out, buy something small from them that you can give out for free, right? To give the Los Manguitos some free marketing, right? They're a customer of yours by renting out. Let the citizens know that what they have, so that way they can get some marketing.
The ice cream shop might, well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's it, the
I
snack
really
shop.
hope they're successful.
Yeah. I've already been twice, so
Yeah.
if you haven't, you need to go. Okay, so we got food, we got drinks, we got chips, we do a bounce castle. We had a DJ last time, I called the same DJ. Restrooms. We usually get the porta potties, one's the disabled one and then one's a regular one. And then we had a hand washing station. Do we still want the hand washing
Yeah,
station?
it's a good idea.
Yes.
Two of them have.
We don't want anybody to come down with some food poisoning and blame us.
Yeah, no, it's,
Let's
it's
encourage
a,
proper hygiene.
yeah, it's a separate
Yeah.
unit that you rent, so I'll let them know. We'll get the same thing as last year, because that's what we had. Anything else for National Night Out? We're going through like the little trinkets that we have to pass out. So we'll get a count on those and then we'll just refill anything that's still missing.
You got a lot of stuff to give away. You fish pond, you ever do see a fish pond that still, you know, they came forward the line?
You wanna run that booth for us, Dave?
I could,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah,
I'm
we
a
can,
fisherman.
there you go, all right. So yeah, we can do that. Anybody else? Anything else, anything that I'm missing for those that attended National Night Out?
Be a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and honestly, it's gotten bigger since I come aboard, or since a lot of us have come aboard. It's been growing and growing and growing, so I'm expecting a big turnout. I already talked to the fire department. They're interested in coming out as they normally do. I think you said you spoke to Bear County.
Both Bear County and, Portville, Manor. So the camera thing the other day, he said,
Isn't it her husband? 'Cause she just told me that Wayne was gonna bring his trailer out.
I guess it was your husband I spoke to that said,
Yeah.
yeah, I couldn't remember, I was telling him, man, I just spoke to somebody yesterday that told me, hey, I got invited to National Night Out to take my trailer out, and I couldn't remember where I was. So I see, what kind of trailer?
Well, they'll be having National Night Out all over the county.
Yeah.
So,
So
we won't be exclusive.
no. And then, what was I gonna say? Oh, I think, AT&T reached out because they're a sponsor for National
Fire
Night Out.
marshal said
The
he
fire
would-
marshal said they would try to come by if they're not invited to somewhere bigger and better. So I check, you need to send him that email.
Yeah.
Can we do a jail?
Let's go, my bladder's expanding.
If we can find one, sure we can search around for one. I know
A
last.
jail where you,
Call did
you
not
pay to
have.
have someone arrested? They go. pick
Oh,
them up,
jail.
They put him in for whatever, 10 minutes.
Yeah, but it's whatever.
Or you pay to get them out, they can pay to get out.
Put them
Be
in
a
the dump
fundraiser.
tank.
Is that legal?
They did that once, didn't they?
Volunteered to be part of it, though.
They can only arrest the council. They can only arrest the council.
You know, I've seen complaints about people being too rough, people being taken against their will.
Like
but
scare
I don't know if
people.
it's the part with
And
the-
Okay.
just do the real ones.
All right. So look, I think we have enough for National Night Out. We'll look into the temporary jail, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Again, we got DJ, Moon Bounce, hot dogs, some chili, chips, sodas.
Hand
We got a
washing.
DJ, hand washing station, restrooms. I think that's pretty much it. And then
We
we'll,
look into the shirts, maybe some caps as well. With the.
With the logo?
On the cap.
okay. That's right, shirts. Okay. All right. So I think we got a plan, chief. All right. And I think we're,
I think I can get our city attorney to attend.
hopefully,
I don't think I saw.
She's never
her.
come.
No, you need to come to our.
I've made a record of that note every
Off the
year.
clock now.
Oh, man. Now you're asking for a lot. Now you're asking for a lot. Okay. All right, let's move on. I did want to move on to agenda. Yeah. Did want to move on to agenda item K, discussion of possible action for request for submission of applications for the performance of depository services to the city. Look, guys, the reality is that Frost Bank is the only one that submitted an application for depository services to the city.
Who was it?
Frost Bank.
Oh, then let's go with it. I got the money.
Yeah. They've treated us well. They do currently own our bond. They
So the
do-
bank that we're currently with didn't provide anything?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Interesting.
And then because it was in the Wilson County News, I sent out an email blast to various other bankers across Texas, just through some other banking relationships that I know, and nobody responded.
Did we need an ordinance? I mean.
Yes, we have an ordinance.
Do we need a motion?
Yes,
Motion for
so
that?
that'll be back on the old business. AKL. Should be 2025-233. So there's really no action on agenda item K. I think it would just then lead into agenda item L. Yeah, 6L. And I guess it looks like an I.
There are a lot of blanks to fill in. I hope someone has all of them.
A lot.
For the banking thing?
Yeah. But yeah, I think so this is a period of how many years?
So contract.
I think it's a 1-year period with extension provision for 1-year extensions. That'd be fair.
Mhm. Oh, well, no, that the period, how long it depends on what council wants, you think up to 5 years.
Okay.
Let's do it for 5. So it doesn't come up so quick.
Before issuing another R.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think really the only blank to fill in is in the header, right? To implement a contract with Frost Bank for depository and bank services for certain funds. And then the rest can be filled in.
No, sir, I disagree.
You disagree? Okay.
Because it says bank services for the city of San Diego for a period of blank years beginning through, I think we need to fill in those.
Okay.
For how many how many years we want to enter it into it, how many 1-year extensions. So section 2, I think, needs those blanks filled in. Everything else just above that should be just Frost Bank.
Yeah.
But the city council should be making recommendations for how long, what kind of extension, how many 1-year extensions do we want, when do we want to start?
I think we should go for the full 5. And then
All right. So the way I read it, right, it would in section 2, in my opinion, is section 2 authorization to negotiate and execute a contract with Frost Bank. The city council hereby authorizes the mayor to enter into contract negotiations, contract negotiations with Frost Bank for depository and bank services for the city of Sandy Oaks for a period of 1 year, beginning,
Then you need to fix that. It says years.
yeah, beginning, we can call it September 1st
Can you
through,
get something set up by Monday? Monday's a holiday, sir.
It's a bank holiday too.
yeah, I mean, it gets, we're,
September 2nd.
okay, September 2nd.
September 6th.
Yep.
Can you start a contract that early? I mean, that would give you 1 day to talk to them.
I mean, they've been ready for us this whole time, but there's not really a contract, right? It's opening a bank account. It's creating the signatories and so while it says, negotiate a contract. it's open-
That's fine. I mean, if you can go in there on Tuesday the 2nd and sign everything and get it started, then I'm fine with that. I
Yeah.
just wanted to clarify that that's the intent.
Yeah, and the only thing I think, does it say in this ordinance is who else would be the signers?
So, well, I don't know. Let's finish this. So through for 1 year, and then how many 1 year
Okay.
extensions do we want to authorize?
4 1-year extensions under the same terms and conditions with mutual agreements of both
Yep.
parties not to exceed a total of 5 years.
The next paragraph just has Frost Bank in it a couple times. There is no information about anybody being a signatory or other authorized. So other than those blanks that you already mentioned in section 2, all the other blanks should just say Frost Bank,
Okay, so then
in my opinion.
yeah, no, I got you. And then in previous instances, it's been myself as a signatory, it's been the city secretary, and the mayor pro tem was the last signatory on the on the Chase account. So I think if we run with those same
Well,
three
the
options,
Mayor pro tem changes every year, so
Yeah.
it could be that, just that name,
yep,
the title.
Yeah.
No.
well, no, it has to have a,
Has to have a
it
name.
has to have a name on it.
And they,
Okay.
Yeah.
So it would change every year, that's. right.
Potentially could
Yeah,
change.
Well, the mayor pro tem could change in November after the election.
Correct.
Yeah, that's why.
So can we just go with 2
Mhm.
now and add a third one later, or make the third one another city employee?
I mean, it hasn't been another city employee, but we could do the court clerk.
Could be the court clerk, that would be. more-
Yeah, because they do a lot of money. That would make sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
But that doesn't go anywhere in this ordinance, though,
No, that
does
doesn't
it?
go anywhere in this ordinance, but I wanted to address it because I wanted to make sure that we do address the right people.
Was in on Tuesday, then you could take the other 2 down and do the signatories and set up the account.
Correct.
I thought there was a separate ordinance, or is there not? Was it with Chase for the signatures?
Is there?
Maybe it's just one with 2 authorized signatures. I thought that one had, that's why I didn't include in this, but if it doesn't, y'all can cover your bases and specify who would be the signature cost.
Okay.
Okay, so, city attorney, Cassandra, can I make a motion by just reading the title and the blanks I want filled in section 2, and then state that all the other blanks are filled in with Frost?
Yes.
All right, well, then, Mayor, I would like to move to pass resolution number 2025-233, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas, authorizing the mayor to negotiate and execute a contract and all necessary agreements necessary to implement a contract with Frost Bank for depository and bank services for certain funds. Section 2, it should read, authorizations to negotiate and execute a contract with Frost Bank. The City Council hereby authorizes the mayor to enter into contract negotiations with Frost Bank for depository and bank services for the City of Sandy Oaks for a period of 1 year, beginning on 2 September 2025 through 1 September 2026, with a provision for 4 1-year extensions under the same terms and conditions with the mutual agreement of both parties not to exceed a total of 5 years, and further authorizes the mayor to execute said agreement and all necessary agreements necessary to implement a contract on behalf of on the following fund accounts. What goes in that blank, sir?
The following fund accounts are the general fund, the ARPA, and the TDA.
All right, sir, following fund accounts, general account, ARPA, and TDA.
Yep.
All the other blanks within the resolution will indicate Frost Bank.
yeah, I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem and a second by Alderman Rapino to adopt a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas, authorizing the mayor to negotiate and execute a contract and all necessary agreements necessary to implement a contract with Frost Bank for depository and bank services with certain funds. Resolution number 2025-233. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? All right, that motion carries.
We're done. Okay,
All of that.
make the motion to adjourn.
All right, it is now 8:41. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Mayor, can you give me a call on my city phone real quick, please?
Sure.